Maverick News, the antivirus program for your mind. And now, the Freedom Reporters.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rick Walker. This is the Maverick News Channel, and this is a Freedom Reporters live breaking news update.
And hello, I'm your co-host, Brennan Kennedy. It's great to be here. So yeah, we do have some interesting news to share with everybody, especially for those living in Ontario. But what happens in Ontario does happen to the rest of Canada.
And can even have ramifications across the border in the United States as well, because it sort of sets a trend, if you will. And what has happened is in Ontario, the province of Ontario, Canada, overnight, the provincial government, the Conservative provincial government run by Premier Doug Ford, has passed into law Bill 100, which is directly aimed at preventing protests and freedom convoys and protests in general, especially any protests that might take place on roadways or near public infrastructure. But the legislation is broad, it is sweeping, and it strips Ontarians of even more of their rights and freedoms. And for that reason, we felt it necessary and important, vital, to bring you this breaking news update to let you know what has happened overnight, because we don't think there's anything more important than defending our freedom. And this is a direct assault on that. Brendan, do you want to begin by laying the groundwork for the folks and setting the table on what it is exactly this legislation is about?
Yeah, so when it comes to Bill 100 in Ontario, you're absolutely correct when you say broad sweeping powers. Some of the highlights of this are police may arrest individuals who defy police demands to cease their protest activities. Protesters may be prosecuted and fined up to $100,000 or 1 year in jail for each and every day they engage in a protest. The Crown may seek a statutory injunction against protest activity. Police may seize objects that are used by protesters, for example, vehicles, and may retain them at the expense of the owner. And lastly, the police may demand the surrender of driver's licenses and can suspend such licenses and seize license plates when vehicles are used as part of a protest. So, a lot of those things can cover a wide variety of things. And it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, because that could apply to you any political concern that you may have at any point in the future. And so it matters for everybody. It's not just about truckers. It's not just about those things. It's about being Canadian and being able to protest your concerns that you may have with the government.
That's right. This is legislation that is obvious, has obviously been created. This law has been enacted now in response to the Ottawa Freedom Convoy and the border protests that we saw in Windsor with the truckers down there. This is aimed at the truckers, the freedom movement. And it is clearly going to be enforced selectively and aimed at Doug Ford's political opponents. But this legislation was passed with the blessing and support of the Liberals and the NDP as well. These three parties are all in bed together. And when it comes to freedom, they don't value it at all, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Doug Ford enacted this. They called an overnight voice vote in order to prevent the legislation from undergoing further scrutiny upon third reading, so that they
Exactly.
could kind of sneak this thing through. And not every MPP was notified. So that's what they were up to. That's what they did. And it's pretty underhanded and unexpected. So it was a stealth move by the Ford government in Ontario, and it may well set a precedent for other provinces across Canada.
Well, and in some ways it has, because Nova Scotia has also implemented some interesting laws around being able to protest near highways and stuff like that. So this is the slow creep of the removal of freedoms in Canada.
Yes,
And
and it's not such a slow creep anymore.
no,
This is rapid.
hmm
Every time we turn around, I was when I heard about this, I thought, I keep hearing people on the freedom side say, "Oh, we're winning, we're winning." No, we're not winning. Okay? Let's be realistic and honest, folks. We're losing. We're losing every single day. And we just lost not just a little bit of ground here. We lost a country mile. This is a huge, huge loss, another loss. I don't know if there's any turning back, but we're going to keep on fighting and keep on making people, trying to make people aware. This is something that happened, and yet you're not going to hear much about this in the mainstream media, if at all, today.
no,
You're not
because
going to hear about it from people on the street because they're not even going to be aware unless they're tuning into a broadcast like this and hearing it from independent voices, or maybe from the New Blue Party, which has been standing against this and has been ringing the alarm bell and had voted against it. And tonight we will be interviewing Jim KARAHALIOS, the leader of the Ontario New Blue Party. He's going to be our special guest tonight at 6 p.m. And we'll be talking about this. This is
absolutely.
extremely important. He's promising to roll this back, repeal this legislation if he were to form the government.
I
But
think
we'll see.
we'll see. And the whole point is to have a discussion, and there's a lot of options out there for Ontarians in this upcoming election. We hope that by bringing you this content that we might be able to highlight some of the parties that maybe the mainstream media is going to either ignore or try and spin as much as possible. So we're going to try and help you as best we can to make educated decisions when you're voting. So that's our whole goal with this.
And I can't emphasize how devastating this is, because this really sidesteps due process, meaning that you're guilty until proven innocent. And this is punishment that will be dished out by police officers on the spot. And you don't have any say. It takes things beyond what normal Canadian law, what the rule of law in Canada is normally about. It says, the legislation says that anyone found committing mischief can be arrested by a police officer or by a member of the public. A police officer may arrest a person before they interfered with infrastructure if the officer has reasonable grounds to believe they were about to commit that offense. So they can arrest you if they think you might commit a crime before you commit the crime. What kind of country
Orwellian
or
hellhole?
province, what Orwellian hellhole have we allowed ourselves to slip into here? This is a nightmare.
Yeah. Definitely
arrested for a crime that you might commit if a cop thinks you might commit it before you've done it. There's no way that can be constitutional, but they
No.
just don't seem to care anymore. It's like, we're just going to make up a new rule. Constitution be damned. Charter of Rights and Freedoms doesn't matter. That's shredded. Forget about that. You have no rights. In fact, I don't even know why they bother writing these laws. They should just go around and arrest all the people they don't like and just throw us all in the gulag, because it doesn't matter. If they don't like you, they're just going to make up a law and come and get you. So why bother even going through the motions anymore? Why don't they just, tell all the cops, Joe Smith on 7th Street, hate that guy. He voted the wrong way. Just go pick him up. What's the charge? Doesn't matter what the charge is. We just don't like him. Put him in the slammer. Don't tell anybody. Just lock him away. No due process. He's just guilty. We've decided. No, you don't need to take him to court. No, you're a cop. You can just arrest him, try him, and convict him on the spot, and then just take him to the slammer. Oh, for how long? 10 years ought to be good.
And that's
What
the key
the hell?
word, folks. We need due process. Due process is so important in maintaining a free society, and I can't emphasize that enough.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and it needs to be challenged. But the government has all of our money, unlimited resources practically, in order to do whatever they want. And clearly that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the courts, they're not standing up to it either. It's all corrupt. It's all corrupted. That's why we're going live right now, because this was passed in the dead of night without people even understanding or realizing what was going on. And I guarantee you, if you walk down the main street right now and ask anybody what Bill 100 is, 98% won't know what it is. Maybe 99.
Yeah.
So the government's just done this. People aren't even aware because they're all asleep. Our viewers, the Maverick family out there, I know that you guys are tuned in. You guys are aware. And you've been following this stuff, and we need to stand up against it, and we need to make people aware. Share the information, talk it up, talk to people about it, talk to your neighbors and your families and your friends. When I talk to my family, they think I'm nuts. They really do. They think I'm crazy. Oh, that can't be true. It's Canada.
But
Canada's a free country. No, it's not. Not anymore.
He does talk to his family about it still. And you know what? I do the same thing. So, I mean, you could do your part by giving this video a thumbs up, sharing, and also coming out to this evening, 6 p.m., Jim KARAHALIOS, the leader of the New Blue Party, Ontario, going to come on. And once again, our whole purpose of bringing this all about is to help Ontarians know that there is going to be other options for them, and to help you make an educated voting decision.
Yeah, so we're not going to keep you on here for any length of time here today. We just wanted to come on, as we do sometimes when there are really important stories that have been breaking, and we wanted to do this by midday today to make everyone aware. We thought noon would be a good time. So when a lot of people would be up and available to see the broadcast, and I think it's been effective here. So, man, I'm just tune in tonight at 6, because we'll have more details on this new law. Not pending legislation anymore. They passed it. They just passed it.
Third reading is over.
I'm just appalled. But what else is new?
Yeah.
I wake up every day and like I've said before, I think, how much worse could it possibly be? And it's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse. So there you have it, folks. I am discouraged, but I'm still in a fighting mood. So, oh my God.
And look, everybody at home, like, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. And be sure to join us this evening, 6 p.m. New Blue Party leader, Jim KARAHALIOS, going to allow us to have a real open discussion and to see what more we're able to find out about this. But in the meantime, Rick Walker, did you have anything else to hash out this afternoon?
No, I just have to compose myself so that I'm ready to deal with this tonight at 6 p.m. I'm just so saddened. That's all there is to it. It's an important story. Tune in tonight, folks, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to having the entire Maverick family there. So until then, we will catch you all on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon for this special breaking news alert.
Thank you.